Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday night segment of Divine Femininity United. I'm your girl, Dr. Bianca Mz Bee Lee, and we are here for another collective chapter reading of the phenomenal book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, written by the late, great Dr. David R. Hawkins. Phenomenal book. Listen, if you all were not able to join me on Sunday, where we read chapter 12, which is the chapter of love. When I tell you, you want to do yourself a favor and go back and listen, reread, do whatever you got to do. Do whatever you got to do because that book, that chapter was absolutely amazing. I myself had to do the replay, okay, just to get it in me. You know what I mean? And he delved deep into that love piece. He absolutely did. It was a necessary read, and the replay is the over and over replay is necessary as well. Okay, get it down in us because ultimately that is what we're here for. We're in this life to perfect our loving, right? But we first need to define what love means. What is love? What is real love? Not the pseudo love that we've been programmed to see, not the pseudo love that we see, superficial love that we see on in entertainment or in society. That's not that. That ain't love. You know what I mean? That's fickle. That love, that definition of that love changes as the wind blow, and we don't want that. We want to know what real love is, not just so that we can know how to identify it, no, so we can give that love to ourselves, and then out of the outpour and the overflow of what we give to ourselves, we can then give it to the world, right? Around us. That's how we infuse each other with the goodness and the greatness of what love is, what creation is. We elevate each other. We love on each other. We expand each other. That's what that was. So if you did not follow that chapter, go back and follow it. I'm telling you now, you will not regret it, okay? For anybody who does not have this book, from wherever you're listening from, inquire about the book. Every book that we read collectively is always readily available for you in PDF form. You just ask and I give. Okay, ask and I give. It is not a problem whatsoever. It does not cost you a thing. At the end of this segment, I'll tell you how you can do that. Okay, moving forward, you haven't missed a thing. I'm telling you, yes, we are on chapter 13, but you have not missed a thing. We are still in the running. We're still doing what we do. And I thank you even for your presence. For those who are here or for those who will listen on the replay, thank you for your presence. I thank you for your energy, for being here, sharing it with me and us. We're airing live on all platforms. We are on the OG Triple OG Clubhouse. Okay. Then we are also on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, all of the places, all at once, all together. Okay. If at any point you hear anything during this reading that resonates with you, sticks out to you, then feel free to utilize the chat, the comment section. That is what it's there for. Okay, that is what it's there for. And whatever you have to say, I'll read it for you. I'll give voice to your words and we'll elaborate on it. We will expand it together. As you all know, I'm journeying with you all. There's nothing about this book that I've read before you. I'm getting it with you. Okay. So it might be some things that resonate with me, and I will elaborate on that. Okay. And hopefully it's something that you can feed off of and glean from as well. Okay. But if you have something, feel free to share. All right. Okay. You all know how I move on Tuesday evenings. I do not like to keep you because it's already 8 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast. And I know around this time you're suddenly in, you're getting the kids together, you're getting your dinner together. So if you're listening to me in the background, which most of you all are doing, then do that and continue to do what you're doing in the meantime. But I do respect your time and your space, and I will not keep you long. Okay. Without further ado, here we go. Chapter 13, entitled Peace. In peace, there's no longer any conflict. There's a total absence of negativity and an all encompassing lovingness that is experienced as serenity, tranquility, timelessness, completion, fulfillment, stillness, and contentment. There is inner quiet and light, a feeling of oneness, unity, and total freedom. The peace is imperturbable. Imperturbable. Actions become effortless, spontaneous, harmonious, and loving in their effect. There's a shift of perception of the universe and of our relationship to it. The inner higher self prevails. The personal self, the inner self, the small self, has been transcended with all of its feelings, beliefs, identities, and concerns. This is the ultimate state sought by all seekers, whether they are religious, humanistic, or have no spiritual or philosophical identification at all. That's good. Next section, the profound impact of peace. The profound impact of peace. We have all had moments of profound peace where time and the world seem to suddenly stop, and we have come to in contact with the infinite. In recent years, there have been a number of books about the near-death experience. Personally, I myself had three back to back. This is Miss B speaking. Back to the book. Under various circumstances, this experience has happened to people who have died various circumstances, who have died, okay, and who died and then returned to the body. I cross sentences. Characteristically, their lives have been transformed by the experience, and they never forgot it. Never. Their vision of the world, its significance, and their personal significance in it has changed considerably. Absolutely. In the movie Lost Horizon, once the hero had experienced Shangri La, although he returned to the world again, he viewed it in a totally different way. He longed at any cost to return to Shangri La, where the state of peace prevailed. Once the experience of peace has occurred, we are no longer a victim of the world. We are no longer at its effect as we once were, for we have had a glimpse of the truth about it and of what we really are. With continual surrender, we begin to experience these states of peace with ever increasing frequency. At times, they may become quite profound and of greater and greater duration. When the clouds are removed, the sun shines forth, and we discover that peace was the truth all along. Surrender is the mechanism that uncovers the true nature of our existence. When a person is in this state of peace, they test strong with kinesiology, and nothing makes them weak, whether it is mental, emotional, or physical. What he's referring to is a test of the levels of consciousness of truth or falsehood that we learned in the book Power versus Force. If you do not have that book, I have that readily available for you as well. No worries. Don't cost you anything. Reach out to me and I'll get it to you, okay? There is no longer identification with the body as our actual human self, and physical disorders may or may not be healed. We are indifferent to them. Physical concerns have lost any significant meaning. With the experience of inner peace comes great strength. An energy field of total peace is inassailable. The person who has found inner peace can no longer be intimidated, controlled, manipulated, or programmed. In this state, we are invulnerable to the threats of the world and have, therefore, mastered earthly life. When the state of peace has become established, ordinary human suffering is no longer possible because the very basis of that vulnerability has been totally relinquished. That is so true. Nothing matters anymore. Nothing has substantial mattering, a place of great concern, because we know that at the end of it all, this too shall pass, right? So peace remains. Even in the eye of a storm, there's peace. When there's chaos spinning all around it, in the very center of that storm is a peace like no other, right? So how do we maintain that peace within while around us is chaotic? Transcend your human self. Understand that you're not a human. Disconnect from it. Be connected to it. Yes, be connected to the life. Be connected to the experience of human life. Because that's all we're having. We're experiencing the experience of human life. But don't be attached to it. That's the thing. Because once we're done with this iteration, this body, this persona, this name, this race, this gender, once we're done with this, we going on back to who we are and who we truly are. Okay, my name, my earthly name in this body, in this iteration, her name is Bianca. My name, my actual higher self name is not Bianca. That name is tethered to this human body in existence. Same with you, okay? So when you have that understanding, that understanding, you understand that this is not my life, right? You get to experience it. That's peace. So when hardships come, we can experience the hardship, but we don't have to be, it's not indicative of how we're going to be and who we are. Just experience it. Gain the lessons out of it. That's what you do. That's what this is, okay? Next section, silent transmission. When we describe the person who has reached that state of peace as enlightened and being in a state of grace. Within and beyond that condition are various advanced states of illumination and levels of realization described by the mystics, the sages, saints, and avatars. There is a silent, nonverbal benefit of being in the actual presence of an enlightened state. Classically, it would be an advanced spiritual teacher, a saint, or a sage. Seekers travel great distances to be in the physical presence of this energy field. The devotee or seeker receives silent transmission of the high frequency energy of the teacher's aura, described as transmission of no mind. The transmission of no mind. Grace of the guru or benediction of the teacher. This transmission happens of its own and is not personal. The state of infinite peace radiates forth unconditionally of its own from the energy field of the teacher or the saint. When the Buddha gave his disciple a flower, it was symbolic of the transmission of the energy. If we have been in the presence of a great teacher who radiates this energy, we will never be the same. The most beneficial thing that can happen to us is to have been in the presence of a great teacher, because we pick up the vibration by being in the physical presence of that state of peace and complete surrender. The silent transmission of this realized state is a nonverbal, energetic phenomenon that does not depend upon logic or language. The vibration that is within the aura of the advanced teacher functions as a carrier wave to facilitate our comprehension of the words that are being spoken. But it's the wave of energy and not the words that are the catalytic element. Via silent transmission, the energy from the advanced teacher or saint is incorporated into our aura, our brain function, and our whole being. It's because this energy of peace is transmitted outward into the world that mankind is still alive. It would have destroyed itself a long time ago without this energy to counterbalance it. That's why our own inner evolution serves all of mankind. I'm going to say that again. That's why our own inner evolution serves all of mankind. You are not just here to be your children's father, your children's mother, your mother's daughter, your mother's son. That is, you're not just here to be the best salesman, your next door neighbor's neighbor, right? You're not just here to be the council person or the mailman or whatever. You're not just here to be that. No, 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 no. That's why we're here to perfect our loving, to elevate and evolve ourselves, because you, the very energy that you carry is here to serve all of mankind. Do you understand that when we evolve, when I evolve within my own self, my one self, it transmits energy, evolved energy into the atmosphere. And it is a butterfly effect because everyone on the planet is affected by it, right? Energy matters. Energy matters. All right. Energy matters. By reaching these higher states of lovingness and peace within ourselves, we become a saving presence in the world. That's how important you are. Isn't that something? That's how important you are. Is that your energy and your evolution, your expansion, your growth, your healing, your enlightenment, your raising your own frequency is saving the world. It becomes a saving presence in the world. You're not just, well, I'm a nobody. No, you're absolutely somebody. In fact, we all need you. We all need you. We all need your presence. There's only one you, and there's only one you that can do the things that you're sent here to do. We need your component. We need your contribution. We need your aura. We need your energy. You understand what I'm saying? That's how important you are. Next section, surrender to ultimate reality. Surrender to ultimate reality. The hallmark of this level is desirelessness. There's no need to want for anything because everything manifests in our life spontaneously and automatically without conscious will or effort. Thoughts held in mind at this level are very powerful and tend to manifest rapidly. The phenomenon of synchronicity is continuous. The mechanisms of cause and effect and the inner working of the universe stand forth clearly revealed, as we are now witnessing the very basis of reality itself. These very high states of awareness happen spontaneously and unexpectedly, and they tend to recur and stay for longer and longer durations. Once this has been experienced, our intention automatically becomes to make the state of peace permanent. How this state occurs and what it is like to be is demonstrated in the following account, which describes what happened after 3.5 years of continual surrender. It was a cold winter day. Surrender was continuous for 11 straight days at a level of consciousness that had never been reached previously, not even during psychoanalysis. It had to do with the ego's very basis of survival and its identification as an individual. It had to do with how we experience our own existence and the desire to experience our own beingness. As the days went by, the process seemed endless. A doubt surfaced. Was this attempting the impossible? It became clear that the purpose of that doubt itself was a defense mechanism. It was relinquished, and the surrender continued at great depth. Then, entering a restaurant on that cold, rainy, sunny afternoon, sitting down alone at the table, suddenly the world was miraculously transformed. A profound sense of inner stillness and peace occurred. It was greater than anything imaginable. The experience was beyond time. In fact, time had no meaning whatsoever, nor did space exist in the way in which we commonly experience it. All things were connected. There was only one life expressing itself with oneself through all living things. There was no identification with the body and no interest in it. It was no longer any more interesting than any other body in the room. All emotions and events were interconnected, and all phenomena occurred because each thing was manifesting its own inner nature spontaneously, as though movement and growth were the spontaneous unfolding of potential. There was a rock like quality to the imperturbable stillness. It was obvious that the real higher self was invisible, without beginning, without end, and that there had been only a transitory identification with the body and the story that went with the identification as an individual. It seemed very strange that one could previously have thought that one was an isolated body separate from others, with a limited beginning and a finite ending. The thought seemed absurd. There was no longer any feeling of a separate self, and the pronoun I disappeared and became meaningless. Instead, there was the awareness of being all things. It had always been and always could be. True beingness stood outside of time. The period of time that the body had been on earth seemed like a split second during which the truth of timeless identity had been forgotten. Due to being blinded by the smaller self, then how it had happened revealed itself. There had been a wishful thought to experience separate existence, and this wishful thought had manifested itself as the individual person with an individual identity and a physical body to go with it. The interconnectedness of all things was starkly obvious. It was the holographic universe as described by the Buddha and by modern advanced theoretical physics, both of whom agree as to the intrinsic nature of the universe. Because everything was perfect, there was nothing to wish for, nothing to desire, nothing to create, and nothing to become. There was only that, the very essence of beingness out of which existence arises. That beingness is the source of existence, yet curiously not its cause. There was a profound familiarity to the awareness. It was as though one had always known it, as if one were home at last. There were no emotions or feelings. There was an unawareness of sensations. Even though they seemed to go on, they were no longer personal or of concern. By way of experimentation, a thought was held for a split second to see what would happen. Almost instantly, there was an effect in the physical world. The thought of butter or coffee, for instance, resulted in the waiters coming over immediately with the items. And yet no word had been spoken. No word seemed necessary. Communication occurred with anyone on a level of silence. The body drove the car to a meeting that evening where no one noticed anything different. Everyone seemed to be intensely alive. Their aliveness shone forth from their beingness, and the higher self, which was the same for all, shone forth through their eyes. The body spoke to others, spontaneously carrying on normal conversations and behaving in its usual way. At the time, the body seemed like a karmic wind up toy run by all of its accustomed patterns and programs, not needing any attention in the slightest. It seemed to know what to do and did it very effectively and effortlessly. All conversations and interactions were merely witnessed as phenomena, not directed. It seemed like a strange vanity to have once believed that there had been a small self as the author of the body's actions. In reality, the body was at the effect of the universe, and there had never been a doer of its actions. Phenomena were as vibrations of the mind that had no separate existence or reality. There was allness only. Only that oneness actually existed. The next afternoon, a thought arose. Now that the way to reality had been revealed, there could be a return to the consciousness of being that individual person, which had formerly been accepted as real. Just as the air in the room does not experience the contents of the room, there was no longer an I that experienced my own existence. In that space, there was no I to experience the I am. To return to individual consciousness meant that a choice would have to be made. In truth, the choice made itself, for there was no I to make a decision. The desire to experience the individual self became re energized on its own. The option of letting it go was present, but there was the return of memory of things yet to be finished in the world. As the sense of I-ness returned, the choice were witnessed, not actively decided. The process of returning was taking place. It could be allowed or it could be let go. It was allowed, and so the process of return continued. When the next morning dawned, the return was complete, but now with a different essence of personal identity. The truth of the higher self had been revealed. The responsibility for having chosen to experience life once again as an individual was accepted, yet without being at the effect of a belief in individual existence. In fact, by conscious choosing, there was complete responsibility for it. Experientially, all of this happened autonomously. At one time, such states of consciousness as the above were considered to be solely the province of the mystic. At the present time, however, investigation of these states and the information obtainable from them is considered to be the leading edge of science, especially that branch of physics concerned with quantum mechanics and high energy subatomic particles. Investigations of these particles indicate that they are not things in the usual sense, but are actually events that occur as a result of energy frequencies. Science now postulates a transcendent frequency beyond space and time. An impressive body of research in many laboratories has demonstrated that the brain perceives by what the brain that the brain perceives by sophisticated mathematical analysis of frequency patterns. These findings have resulted in the so-called holographic paradigm, which states that everything in the universe is connected with everything else, including the human mind. In the hologram, each part contains the whole. Consequently, each individual mind is capable of reflecting the entire universe. This relationship between consciousness and science constitutes a whole field in which there is rapidly growing interest, as is indicated by the publishing of such books as The Holographic Paradigm, Wholeness and the Implicate Order, the Tao of Physics, The Dancing Woolley Masters, Mindful Universe, Psychoenergetic Science, and the publication of articles with titles such as Field Consciousness and the New Perspective of Reality, The Unfolding Universe, The Holographic Model, Physics and Mysticism, and The Medium, the Mystic, and the Physicist. Leading among these researchers are neuroscience Carl Pribram of Stanford University and the late physics David Bohm of University of London, whose theories can be summarized. Our brains mathematically construct concrete reality by interpreting frequencies from another dimension, a realm of meaningful pattern primary reality that transcends time and space. The brain is therefore a hologram interpreting a holographic universe. I'm going to say that again. The brain is therefore a hologram interpreting a holographic universe. It is interesting that the theories of advanced theoretic physics, which are the product of so-called left brain activities, now require a new context in order to be comprehended. The context that is evolving from these left brain scientific researchers matches reality as witnessed by the mystic, who represents right brain function. Thus, whichever side of the mountain we choose to climb, we end up at the same point, the peak. A third way up the mountain is through the mechanism of surrender. And each of us, therefore, has the opportunity to verify for ourselves the ultimate nature of reality itself, which is the same as that revealed to the mystic or the physicist. We can envision that with each and every surrender, we take another step up the side of the mountain. Some of us will ascend until the view gets better and choose to stop there. Others will go still higher. And then there will be those of us who will not be satisfied until we have reached the very peak and verified it for ourselves. Although at that point, there is no longer an individual person to verify anything, for it has been surrendered completely. Man, oh my God. Oh my God. Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you. I was engulfed in that. When I tell you I was engulfed, I was engulfed. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome in. Um, on whichever platform you're listening for. I'm in such a space right now. My goodness, that was everything. Peace, 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 peace. He broke down that peace only occurs, real true peace only occurs when we have transcended self. We have transcended the limitations of this one self, this life, this I, this mind, this, me syndrome. It's not a me, it's not an I. When you transcend that and you connect with the all, because that's what we are. We are one of one as one. That's what we are. All of us, literally every single one of us, are experiencing the same one life from different perspectives. I am experiencing our one life from my perspective here in this seat, right? Wherever you're listening from, you're experiencing our one life from your angle. That's why your angle matters, because I'm not experiencing our life from where you sit. Only you are. And if you withhold your experience from me, then our life is incomplete, right? It's all ever have been one life. It's only been one us, all connected, interconnected. We're one of one as one. So, am I my brother's keeper? Absolutely, because I am my brother. Am I my sister's keeper? Absolutely, because I am my sister. I am you. You are me. We are one of one as one. When we understand that, right? When we connect with that and we transcend this self-centeredness, this programmed I that we have gained, then we can relinquish the connectedness of all, and we can understand that when you hurt, I hurt, we hurt, right? When you cry, I cry, we cry. When you laugh, I laugh, we laugh. When you celebrate, I celebrate, we celebrate. When you win, I win, we win. It's all one of one as one. That is peace. When we are no longer connected to the stuff, but we're connected to the us. That's what matters. That's why I stated that we're only here in this iteration to perfect our loving. There is no separation. There is no separation. We are all the ocean. Rumi, the 13th century poet, stated, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in one drop." You are the ocean in one drop. Okay? Your drop, your portion of the ocean that you are, the ocean is incomplete without your drop of the ocean that you are, without the ocean in your one drop. It just is. I think if we had the better mindset of that collectively, this is why I do these collective settings. Because if we had a better mindset of that right there, then we would be able to see ourselves and one another. We would not need a government, I tell you that, because we would be governing ourselves based off the center of us, which is love. Which is love. Seriously. We wouldn't need all of the extra. We already are one another, and we could govern each other. We could love each other. We could see each other. You're right. We could look out for each other. There will be no gouging and no undercutting and no crime and no, mistreating, because if I hurt you, I hurt myself. And I know that. So why would I hurt you? Why would I do that to you? Why would I do that to you? What we see today in society is an outward projection of what we see in our own selves. So if a person can't see beauty around them, they can't see beauty outside of them, they can't look at nature and see beauty, they have something to complain about all the time, it's because they cannot see beauty inside of them. Right? People don't see a situation for what it is. They see it from where they are. Bottom line. So if somebody is coming at you, they're not coming at you. It's not you that they're fighting. We don't wrestle one another. It's what's happening inside of them. It is proof that they have disconnected from the things that they are. And in love, if we so choose, we can guide them back to themselves and give them the mirror so that they can see how they're not loving themselves in this projection that they're doing. We can love them in spite of, give them grace, because we had our journey, right? We are experiencing the experience. And in this experience, yes, we have tripped and scuffed our knees. Yes, we have. Right? So we give grace to those who are tripping and scuffing their knees, because we know we've been there. We are there because they're there. Therefore, we are there. And I often say this, we are holding each other's hand, walking each other back home. Home where? Home to our sacred, most divine, most higher self, which is our authentic self. That is home for us. That is home, aligning with who you are, not who you've been programmed to be, not who you've been conditioned to be by way of mom, dad, peers and friends and neighborhood, community, society, entertainment, all of that, music, television, whatever the case. No. Those are programs. That's not you. Who are you? Let's get to you. And once you get to you, then we can get to us once and for all, right? That is today's session, you all. That is today's chapter. That was chapter 13 on peace. The next chapter, which is going to be held on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is chapter 14. And that chapter is entitled Reducing Stress and Physical Illness. Reducing Stress and Physical Illness. Once again, we're reading from the amazing book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. Surrender. Thank you for the love on Clubhouse. Thank you. Okay. The Pathway of Surrender. Letting go. There's an art in letting go. Let me tell you, we're transcending summer and going into fall, right? Shifting. And if you look at the trees, nature tells us how to be. I'm telling you, if we just pause enough and just watch nature, listen to nature, it will tell us how to be, right? If you look at the trees right now as we speak, the leaves are falling. Slowly but surely, they're falling. And as we go into fall more and more, we'll see more falling, more rapid falling. But even nature shows us the beauty of letting go, how to let go beautifully. Even with the change of the colors of the leaves, they go from green and then fall, and then they turn yellow and orange and red and browns and all of the things. And we look at it and say, oh my God, so pretty. Oh, look at the colors. Oh, da, 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 da. And what we don't realize is that we're looking death in the face. And even death, nature is showing us, even death is beautiful. Right? To die and release and let go is amazingly beautiful. It's captivating, it's entrancing. And we get to enjoy the release. We're enjoying the death. We're enjoying the letting go, enjoying it. Look forward to it. Standing in your window with a cup of tea, staring at death and saying, oh my goodness, what a beauty, right? Nature shows you it's okay. It's okay to release. It's okay to let go of the attachments, of the fears, of the doubts, of the disbeliefs. It's okay to let go of the persona, of the image, of the reputation. It's okay to let go of that old relationship that is no longer serving you. It's okay to let go of that position, that job that you're not happy at. And you know that they're about to phase you out, but you're afraid because what about my bills? It's okay to let go of the fear of not having enough. One thing, when you understand, when you let go of those fears, of those things that is attached to this human existence, you will reconnect with your infinite self, which has no lack whatsoever. You are whole, you are complete, you are all. You are a part of the I am. I am what? I am whatever I need to be when I need to be it. That's peace. That's peace. That whatever is happening around me, let it happen. Surrender. Let it happen. I'm only experiencing the experience that has no bearing on me. Let it happen. Because on the other side of that, we don't know what that thing is trying to make room for. Allow. So many people drown in the water, in oceans and lakes. So many people drown. You know why they drown? They drown because they fight the water. That's why they drown. They drown because they fight the water. But if they surrender to the water, that very water that could have taken somebody else out can lead somebody and guide somebody to safety. Due to the fact that when you become weightless, when you let go and allow, when you let go and surrender, you float. You float and you can be carried. You see that? Letting go is amazing. Keeping control is what's hard, right? Thinking we can make things do what we want it to do is hard. Thinking that we can manipulate the situation is what's hard. That's what's hard. Allow, surrender. There's 4 pillars of spirit that I say, in my opinion, 4 pillars of spirit: knowing, trusting, loving, and allowing. Knowing, trusting, loving, and allowing. Once we master knowing, trusting, loving, and allowing, this experience will be amazing. And when we transcend this experience, we will have no regrets. Zero, zilch, because we're not attached to it. We'll be able to surrender it and let it go because we've gotten everything out of it that we're supposed to get. That is peace. That's peace. Okay? That's it for today. I promise that's it right now. I said that was it before. So Sunday, we're back here 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the same gathering for the next chapter, chapter 14. Once again, reducing stress and physical illness. Okay. Reducing stress and physical illness. I mentioned this before at the top of the hour. If you would like the book, reach out to me. Reach out to me. This book is free of charge to you. Any book that we read collectively is always available in PDF form, ebook version. It's always there for you. Reach out to me. I will get the book over to you. Just all you got to do is send me your email address. Email me at my email address, which is info@biancamzbeelee.com. Okay. For those on Clubhouse, you can just tap my website above my head and it'll send you straight there, or you can look at the information in my bio. Everywhere else is on the screen or in the captions. Okay. Email me, info@biancamzbeelee.com. Put your request in and I'll send it to you right away. Okay. Visit my website. You all visit my website if you want to take part in any service that I have, any course that I have, any merchandise, any books or whatever that I've written. Feel free. It's not just available there. It is also available on Amazon as well as Walmart.com. All of my things. Okay. But if you want to go to the website, please feel free to do so. It is there wherever you want and however you want it. Okay. All right. Follow me on social media as well. You are Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Clubhouse, wherever. It is Dr. Bianca Mz Bee Lee. Okay. All righty, you all. That concludes today. And you know I like to hit it and quit it on Tuesday nights because it's already late and I want you to get back to your family, your friends, your children, yourself. Okay. All righty, you all. I love you. I mean it. There is absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try. And we'll be back here on Sunday, 5 p.m. in Eastern, right here at Divine Femininity United. Peace.